Hello and welcome again to our ZSK channel. I'm Rene from ZSK Germany, and I would like to show you in this film how to load a TC transport code from ZSK from a USB device. And we do have here our T8 unit control. It is fixed on a big machine, actually an 8-head machine, and we will now plug it in one of these USB slots behind the control panel. And basically, so far as you know, to load a design we have to use the button here. It's called R1, or it's the name Select Machine Design. So if I use the button, you got on the bottom a lot of possibilities. One is definitely the USB device, but we have also the network possibility as well as a barcode or from the own memory. Nevertheless, I will use now the USB device. After I've chosen the USB device, it's asking me what kind of frame do you use. Basically, we do have a tubular frame for t-shirts, pullover, jackets, etc. Or you can use the cap frames. As it is necessary, you go down with the arrow keys. Most probably you know already. Confirm it simply with OK here, or with the buttons left and right, confirm. After that, we will see now the folders on our USB device. You go through to that folder where your TC code is inside, and in my case it's here the bottom one, and I use now the button select. I can see my designs already. I can use it just as go down with the arrow keys, or with the pictogram mode I can choose it, and in this case you see here a red frame around the design. If I go further on, it will be now here and then there, and if I want to have a design, simply say select and you got the design. Now in my case, this design number is already occupied and I have to give a free one, actually free slot. And in this case you use simply free design number. If it is the same design and it is just a different size, I would recommend to use free design version. Why? In this case you have actually the same design with the same number, maybe the same name too, but just different sizes, for instance. Okay, but in my case I will take free design number and it will take automatically the next one. We confirm, and then it will ask me the optimization. If you use that transport code, it is no need to make an optimization. That means you can say no optimization. But in this case, it happens that you got the data original as it was digitized on your system, or from the system where you get the design. So in this case, whatever happened, maybe it causes a problem on the machine. Be careful, just in case that you know that. Basically, I would recommend to use optimize with default value. If you use this, in this case, we will delete very tiny stitches automatically from 0 until 0.3 increments, very, very tiny. And if there is a trimming missing, for instance, then automatically this optimization put in the trimming as well as the home function, means after the design is finished, it will go automatically back to the start point. If the optimization is done, we will come to the modification. Most probably you know what happened in this case. We have the possibility to turn the design 180 degrees. As you can see, we can enlarge it or increase it. We can do the mirror instance, and we can also do several other things. But in my case, I don't want to do it. I simply say no design modification. Then I got an overview, and I will now simply accept the design, and I'm ready to start. So as you have seen, there are a lot of steps I have to do until I get actually the design. In our case, I can actually switch off some steps. So I use the button here, software and hardware settings. I will go here in, and on the left side, basically on your right side in your case, it is the button software settings. Here I can switch off several steps. One is, for instance, inquiry pantograph configuration. So you remember, I have seen that he's asking me, do you want to on a tubular, do you want to have it on a cap frame, blah, 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 blah. But if you are sure this machine use only tubular at all and nothing else, switch off the check. It will not ask you again. All modification options, if you're sure your design will never be turned or rotated, whatever, why should I ask me? So I switch it off. Take the button, all modification option, and here you will see now no modification option. I switch this on and it will not ask me again. The optimization, so here also I tell him use always the default, always use default optimization, don't ask me, do it as I want to. And the next one is always ask for design number. Also this is totally unnecessary in my opinion. I switch this off also. He should take this next design number automatically. On the bottom, if you have a network connection, it will also ask you always about the network path. This is also unnecessary. Once you have set the network path to a shared folder, it is no need to ask you again. Also that one can be switched off. Use last network connection if you want to. If everything is set as you wish, we use now the confirm button, confirm the whole thing, go one back with the previous, and we are back in the main menu. I would like to show you now what will happen when we now load a design, ZSK design. I will go now again to load, use the USB device. Yeah, he's asking me that I will now take another design. Of course I will. And we are back on the flash drive. Take or open the folder, use now any ZSK design, quite a big one for instance, and you will see it go through just in one step. You got of course one time the overview where I can check even where's my start point with this button here. It's called U1, and the end point. This is just a help, just that you know. But if I say accept loaded design, it is done and I can start my design. So you see it's much more faster. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye. Hi, this is Rene from ZSK in Germany. And on this film, I would like to show you how to assign or match the needles with your colors, or actually your cones on the machine. Basically, when you load a transport code, a TC code from ZSK, you got already the original colors. I would like to show you this once again. In this case, I will go to the design information, or we call it the design header. And here on the bottom, you see the original colors which we have to use. Well, of course, I'm not sure that the dark green, what we have here on needle number 1, is also on needle number 1 on the machine. That's why I have to check this, or even I have to assign it. In this case, we will go back, and I have to use now the button R5, which is in my case called needle assign. If we go inside needle assign, I can see again the original colors from the design. Now very easy it is, I'm checking where is this dark green on my machine. And if, for instance, in my machine it is number 5, so I will give here on the bottom the button and press number 5. You will see now that we do have now a little different, actually logical. The first needle on the design is dark green, but on the machine the dark green is on needle number 5. And so I have to continue with the button tab, for instance, forward, but I can also use the buttons here. They are on one line, which means the right one is to go forward and the left one is to go backwards. So if I'm here, I'm checking where's the bright green. In my case it's needle number 6, and another dark green is coming, so I have to press once here, and it is needle number 2. And this is how I go through. Once I have confirmed it, you will see here a little overview, and you see then if it is really correct. Here you have always then the preview to make sure you have it done well. Well, as you see, it's quite simple with a transport code, and once it's done, you just can start the machine. Well, thank you very much for listening. See you next time.